welcome back, Ways on Weeboost to channel Doge, where today I'm going to be playing the Oh Yeah Fun Exists deck that I made. So, ever since I got Teacher, I crafted 4 copies of it and I've started messing around with it, and I expected it to be really overpowered, and it kind of is. It's overpowered, but it's very, very difficult to put. It costs a lot of cards, basically. And it's in the Hearty class, which makes it very, very awkward. Because if you do a professional deck, you can't fill your deck with enough tricks to, obviously, professional deck with middle manager draws cards. You can't fill your deck with enough tricks to get value out of the Teacher. If you do a sports deck with the thingy, Cosmic Sports Star, you get the same problem, but with Sports Synergy. And this card does help, but only having one card that draws you extra cards isn't that good. Now, Unexpected Gifts does help the situation a bit, but event cards conjured tend to be a little bit more expensive. I don't know if that's just my luck, but it does seem like event cards tend to be a bit more expensive than the normal cards. So in terms of brain cost, in terms of brain costs, so yeah. You usually want cheaper cards in decks like these. But anyway, I ended up putting Teacher into this deck. Usually I put it into a deck filled with 1-cost tricks. And well, this has a decent amount. I've only got 2 plumbers when usually I'd run 4. We've got 3 treats and we've got 3 of these to protect the Teacher. But we're actually thinking of stacking up Teachers to get cheap going virals and unexpected gifts, which usually I wouldn't do. But we've got both of the dinosaurs here. Well, there's also Mondo Bronto, but I keep forgetting that exists because it's just that boring and useless. Seriously, like, I guess it's not like the worst legendary ever, but Mondo Bronto I am so disappointed with. If you didn't know, is Dino Roar used to be all pets get +1/+1. That would have probably actually made Pet Synergy good, but instead, at the last minute, they decided, actually, let's make it that you get a random history trick every single time you draw a card and it gets +1/+1. Wait, what? Actually, let's make it every time you draw a card it gets +1/+1 and destroys everything there. Wait, what? Okay. But anyway, these are the 2 fun dinosaurs, basically. And especially this one has some synergy with Binary Stars and some synergy with Disconaut. This is just going to be a fun deck, basically. We're going to be getting a lot of cards. I don't really like running Conman in a fun deck. Like, I don't like to be the person who plays Conman. But the thing is that Conman is a removal magnet. People have to play all their removal cards to get rid of it, and it's just, if I don't run Conman, this is going to be a very boring deck, because you're going to play your Tankylosauruses, and you're going to play your Binary Stars, and they're just going to instantly die, because they're going to save removal up to kill it. But if you play Conman on turn 1, they have to use all their removal to get rid of it. Like, here's a good example, Spado. If they have Super in hand, they will use it on a Conman. So I won't have to worry about them using it on a Tankylosaurus or a Binary Stars, which is why I'm running it in this deck. This is not a Conman deck, it's just I need to get rid of their removal. Otherwise the deck simply will not work. And yes, this deck is competitively viable. I mean, it's filled with legendaries, of course it is, but yep, okay, that's a good card to get out. Obviously not a best case scenario. I'm guessing though, he probably would have used Meteor. No, actually, if he's smart, he would have saved his Meteor until turn 2. And he'll use it now and get 2 bullseye damage to face. Well, hopefully he doesn't have Meteor. I'm just hoping that he's got Rain or, well, we don't have Environment in hand, so this isn't going to be useful anytime soon. I'm mainly just going to play it as a 2/3/2, which is actually not a bad play. I barely see anyone run Space Ninja, like, ever. And despite the fact that I criticised my Infinity deck that I first got to Tackle League with, saying, like, oh, I can't believe I actually made it to Tackle League with that. Okay, he hasn't used Meteor, and he had the Sun too, so I'm basically saying he's definitely got Rain or Bubble. Which is good for us, because that means we can play this pretty safely. And we can play this, and then protect it. And then we can get Bullseye 2 damage to the face. And then Bullseye 4 damage to face per card. Ah, yeah, I forgot. It's the only viable Spado deck is a control deck, so it's got to be running 4 Berry Blasts. You run 4 Berry Blasts anyway if you're Spado. think we do that. Next turn we might try binary. I'm just a little bit wary of Gravebuster, but I don't think I have any other gravestones in the deck, so I can't get rid of a Gravebuster. I guess I can wait until he doesn't have enough brains for one. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Okay, there's a half chance this hits the Guacodile and dies now. Please hit face. Please hit face. Please hit face. Oh, phew. I thought that was going to hit the Guacodile then, really. Okay. This is perfect, because now we can protect both of these. And actually, turn order, you don't protect the teacher first, because you protect the teacher while this is unprotected, it might hit this and trigger it. So you want to protect this one first. Are you serious? Right, whatever, he's got like no cards left. So we're going to kill off that berry. So this is a bit, so I'm going to play Binary Stars and, oh wait. Yeah, we play this. We play this, don't we? And we protect it. He probably knows we're going to protect it anyway, so that isn't too obvious. I mean, it's obvious. It makes it obvious that what we're going to do, but you probably already guessed that. What I was going to do is I was going to Binary Stars and try and protect it. And if I was in a situation where protecting it wouldn't help, then I'd just use Escape Through Time on it and get a random 6-drop. Right, okay, good card. Not a good card, really, but whatever. I guess it's a good buff target, so it's not a worst case scenario or anything. We don't really mind the 3 damage too much. This being a 4/4 means it can't be Berry Blasted after it pops out, so that's a good stat line to have. So, if things go south for any of our cards, we can either buff the Stompidon, or we can either leap the Stompidon or leap the Binary Stars. Yeah, of course he has a Gravebuster. Gravebusters. Ever since I started running Binary Stars, Gravebuster has been, and Garglith on top of that as well. Come to think of it, Gravebuster's become like my least favorite card to ever exist. I seriously hate it so much. Like, it's just such a fun killer and like such a killjoy. It just really sucks because like. No one, well, that guy might have expected it because it was the late game, but but almost every single time I'm facing someone and they grave bust like one of my cards, it's like I must admit I play a lot of expensive gravestones and not many people do that. So basically, they never expect it to be something big, and yet they always seem to hit the 6 and the 5 cost gravestones and never seem to hit my 2 cost gravestones, even though there's no way you can tell the difference. Even if I play my 2 cost gravestones like 11 turns in, and they know like I've got Binary Stars in deck because I've already played one, they don't have a Gravebuster then, when it would just kill something useless. But as soon as I've got something right useful, they just okay. We got Bronto. In this situation, since we're running out of steam, that's quite good. No real reason to hand buff it, so we can just get it right out there. Is that smart even? That's gonna die anyway, and we don't really need to keep this alive. Oh wait, that might have been smart because I didn't want imps in the water lane because I wanted to put this down. Whatever, this can grow as the lava starts doing damage to it, so it should be fine. And we don't want this to survive for ages, just for a little bit, so it doesn't mind if that's in the lava either. Oof. This is not a good example of how this should be a fun deck, because this is like the worst, like, not in terms of like, you know, it's not like the worst matchup in terms of, right, well, this matchup has meant we've lost. It's the worst matchup for this deck because this deck that Spado's playing, the control deck, is basically just killing all the fun in this deck. I mean, it's not as bad as some decks, you know, like, killing fun by being aggressive is way worse than killing fun by being defensive. And I do condone control decks. I'm not like, oh my god, why would you run this? Because, one, to be fair, Spadeo cannot run anything but control decks, and even then he struggles, so... I was about to say, I think that's the wrong target, but we've only got 2 cards in hand, so we're not really buffing too much. Well, we've basically won now, I think. Wait, did that just... I was about to say, I thought that didn't destroy the potato mine then. Now, we're probably going viral, but I'm just thinking losing the bullseye here. Oh, and that's why you fill every ground lane against a Guardian Hero control deck. Oh, I miscounted. Whatever. Oh wait, he's actually still not dead. 1 health though. If that second card is Walnut Bowling... Oh, if that second card is Walnut Bowling now, I've genuinely lost. I'm scared now. I think it's Walnut Bowling. It even... Okay, it isn't. It isn't. Well, we won in the end. Well, it was fun. Not kind of in the way it usually is. Usually it's like, you usually play a con man, have it killed, and then you get down like a Stompidon with a teacher, and you either manage to protect it with this or it gets killed. And if it gets killed, you usually get Tankylosaurus with Binary Stars or like Disco Note, and then your unexpected gifts, sometimes with a con man on the board. If you get the con man on the board, you do 1 bullseye damage to them because they draw a card, and then you do 6 damage that's also bullseye thanks to thingy Disco Note at random targets because of this, and it's just really fun. But you didn't get to see much of that time, but I might come back and try this deck again. But before I do that, I'm going to be playing the last in this trilogy of well, I was going to say Zombot Teacher, but this Zombology Teacher, but this one doesn't have him. Have her in it. But this is probably the most fun of the fun decks, so I'll see you when I do this video.